Hey, it's BT, and this is my Mugello MotoGP BT review. I know you guys are going, hey, why take you so long, BT? The race is over 24 hours long. What happened? In the words of Luther from 48 Hours, I was busy. But hey, listen, let me tell you something. If you've never been to Mugello, it is the way motorcycle racing should be viewed. I went there. It's my first time I ever went to Europe. My only time I went to Europe. And it's just, you got to be there. Everything Nick Harris said, everything they say, it's true. You know, some things are overrated. You go there, you go, man, this is a piece of shit. Actually, that place is just, it's perfect. That's how motorcycle racing should be viewed. You know, like if you go to LA and you see like a supermodel and she's like 6 foot, like 130 pounds, and like 120 pounds of it are all fake boobs. That's what Mugello's like. That's the way it should be. It's just, fantastical. Anyway, let's get down to the racing. Moto 3. I know you guys get sick of me bragging about Moto 3, but Moto 3 race, man, was it good. They were, at one time, it was a 16 rider swap for the lead. Are you serious? 16 riders. That means in the field, it was like 30 in the field. Half the field was in the battle for first place. Think about that. Half the field was battling for first place at one time or another. Half the field. That's how great Mugello is, man. They were swapping for the lead back and forth. It was just great racing. And sometimes they were like 8. Remember one time they were 8 abreast. They were 8 abreast going into the first turn. You can't beat that, man. Mugello was great. I thought the race was great. And cheers to Miguel Oliveira. The guy finally got his first race. I almost cried for the dude because I know he tried real hard. He's been trying real hard. He's been that close. You know those guys that get that close and they don't win? You kind of root for those guys. So I was rooting for him, man. God bless the guy. You know, he had the grunt coming out of the last turn. He didn't even need any draft. Everybody's got the slipstream. He didn't even need any slipstream. He was like, oh, really? Watch this. He took off. I thought Danny Kent was going to win it. Danny Kent may be the smartest rider in Moto 3. How about he's the oldest rider in Moto 3? Danny Kent, Efren Vasquez. Efren Vasquez, we all know how old he is. But Danny Kent is more mature, so that counts for something. But anyway, great race. Miguel Oliveira, God bless the guy. What a great race. He pitched up. If he was a pitcher, he'd have pitched a Randy Johnson shutout. It was just beautiful the way he played it, man. He played 8th place, and then toward the end, he got in first place and dared them to try to get him on the slipstream, and they couldn't get him. So props to him. Anyway, let's move on to Moto 2. Moto 2, Dominic Agater, he had the greatest start maybe in the history of starts. In the history of starts. That's how good his start was. I literally watched his start like this. Damn! That's how good his start was. He didn't wheelie it. He just took off like a rocket. And by the way, Nick Harris, he always comes up with a different new phrase. I mean, like a scolded rabbit, this and that. His new one this week was chasing like a pack of hounds. I can't come up with that. Where does he come up with that? Nick Harris is the man. I don't care what anybody says. Love Nick Harris. Think he's great. Anyway, Moto 2. Moto 2 was good. I thought it was a great race. Props to Tito Rabat. He finally got his first victory. Good for him. And Dominic, I love Dominic Agurta. Me and him, we party together. So it's like, I kind of have a place for him in my heart. He's always been cool to me. Like with that great start, he held on for third. I thought Sam Lowe's was going to get him, but Sam Lowe's didn't. But props to Johan Zarco. Zarco was coming, but couldn't get him. Props to Tito. That may have been the best Moto 2 race of the year, maybe. Probably the best Moto 2 race of the year. It's not really saying much, but good for Moto 2. MotoGP, let's move on to MotoGP. We all know the drama. First of all, can you believe Marquez didn't even make it to QP2? You believe that? I was watching like, what? I was in Arizona, by the way. I literally watched Moto 3. I watched the end of the Moto 3 race at a gas station, at a truck stop. I literally watched it in a truck stop in my rent-a-car. That's how much I dedicate myself to MotoGP. I pulled the car over. I had a flight to catch at 5:15 in the morning. I was 2 hours away. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I go, you know what? What's more important? Your plane or MotoGP? MotoGP for life, baby. And that's what I did. I watched it in the gas station. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah, MotoGP. The fact that Marquez didn't make QP2 and how they watched, I bet he will never, ever want to go to Colombia ever again or South America ever again. Yanni Hernandez did the business, as Nick would say. And watching Marquez go and get up, and his team is screwing him. I can't believe the fall of Repsol is basically the story here. The fall of Repsol, the fact that they didn't get No offense to Ayama, I don't like to talk about riders. I really don't. I don't ride. I mean, I don't race, and I don't put myself on the line like that. Those guys do. I don't mean any disrespect, but you couldn't bring in Stoner for those 3 weeks. You couldn't bring in Stoner. The ratings would have went through the roof, and you couldn't bring in Stoner. Stoner's racing in the woods on an adventure bike, and who knows where. And I'm watching his YouTube channel, like, man, I wish Stoner was in Argentina. I wish Stoner was in Austin, Texas. I'm paying all this money to watch this guy on the other Repsol bike who can't even make QP2. And Stoner's in the woods somewhere. Anyway, the fall of Repsol is the story here. The fact that they let Marquez go in the garage and miss out on QP2, that's Repsol's fault, not Marquez's fault. You know, Mark, he puts it on the line all the time. So, I couldn't believe that. That was a shock to the system right there. It's kind of like seeing your grandma naked, like, you couldn't believe that happened. Anyway, going to the race, I watched it at least 3 times, and Iannone jumped that start. Anybody else with me? Iannone jumped that start. It goes Lorenzo's jump start in Austin, Texas, and Iannone's. And then when they said it was a jump start, but it was Carol Abraham, you were like, Carol Abraham? Who gives a damn about Carol Abraham? It was Iannone on the front row. Stevie Wonder saw that. I mean, seriously, who didn't see that? He was he was crossed the finish line when everybody else started. He was crossing the finish line. Now, I don't know maybe it was they were in Mugello and they go, I didn't see nothing. Kind of like a drive-by. You know how like you're a drive-by, if you're in a bad neighborhood like I've used to live in, and like the drive-by happens, and the cop goes, did you see anything? You go, I didn't see nothing. You got blood on your shoe? I didn't see nothing. You were standing right by him. I didn't see nothing. I guess that's what it is when you're in Italy, in Mugello, and an Italian is on an Italian bike on the front row in Mugello, because he jumped that start. He jumped the start. But the race, it's not the best race I've ever seen, but just with all the drama, you looked at first, you knew that first turn was going to be like, and that's what it was. Marquez starting at 13, he was pissed off being in 13th position. His team let him down. So he went through that. He went down, luckily there's a long straightaway in Mugello, and he was in 5th place going into the first turn. He was good, and he got in second. I go, here we go. And then Lorenzo, I give props to Lorenzo. Lorenzo wore everybody's ass out, including Marquez. He wore their ass out. He won by over 10 seconds. He wore their ass. Props to Lorenzo. He's in great shape. I don't like his celebratory when he celebrates, but that's either here nor there. God bless the guy. But the story was how Marquez and Iannone, I think he just, no matter what happens, he will never let Marquez beat him, or he'll fight to the death. Remember, he'll have a shoulder hanging off. He'll have half a leg. He can't feel anything in his front, and he'll still go, you know what? I can't let Marquez beat me. That guy, it's something about Marquez. It brings out the best in Iannone. It really does. Iannone rode a great race. He did. He rode a great race. And when Marquez crashed out, I was like, are you kidding me? The way he crashed out on a low side and just watched him put his head in that bike. I'm not going to lie. I love Valentino. I love Valentino more than any heterosexual man should love another heterosexual man and keeping it heterosexual. But put it this way. If Valentino Rossi walked in front of me, I'd be like, hey, LA. How you doing? Could you sign my knuckle, please? That's how much I love Valentino. But I don't like people talking about Marquez. And I really, really want Marquez to get it together and to reel off about 4 or 5 straight wins. And then we'll see, what's up then. I'm not going to lie. I want to see that. I want to see it go down to Valencia. I want it to be even between Lorenzo, Rossi, and Marquez going into Valencia. That's what I want. That'd be great. You talk about ratings through the roof, but that's what I want. Anyway, I thought Lorenzo rode a great race. Rossi coming back was the story. The way Rossi was down in 8th? He was in 8th and came back to finish 3rd. Great race by Rossi. Great race by Lorenzo. Keep going for Iannone with his jump starting ass. I thought the race was great. Like I said, if you've never been to Mugello is how motorcycle racing should be, a flowing track. Like Rossi said, it's not man-made, man. It's not made by computer. It's man-made. It's in the hills in the Tuscany Valley. It's like, honestly, I hate to talk like this, but it's like God himself goes, all right, I'm going to make this racetrack. And this is the way it should be for motorcycle racers. So if you ever get a chance, please go to Mugello. It's worth every penny. Go there. If you be like me, you can stay in Bologna and go to the Ducati factory, or go to Florence and spend a lot more money. Either way, it's worth it, man. Rumor, before I get out of here, rumor has it that Marco Melandri is going to be out of MotoGP. And if so, I'm going to say good only for the sake of he's not happy. You can tell he's not happy. He's miserable. He's not, if you're miserable, you got to get out. And I love Marco, I really do. But, he's got a beautiful wife. A beautiful wife. He's got a hot wife. He's got a kid. So, if worst comes to worst, go to Moto America. Move to America. They all like America anyway. Move to America. Move to LA. Move to the West Coast. And be happy. But get out of MotoGP. You're not happy. I'd rather you be happy in another World Superbike or Moto America than be in MotoGP and be miserable. Just let Bautista run that son of a bitch. Anyway, you guys have been great. I hope that helps you guys out. Props to Miguel Oliveira. Danny Kent, baby. Danny Kent still the leader. Great race by him. He gave me in second. That's maturity right there. Moto 2, props to Tito. Tito's back in second place. And Dominic Agurto, like I said, the greatest start ever. Watch his start. The greatest start ever. And also props to my man Bradley Smith, finishing 5th ahead of his teammate again. And props to Alicia Spargo, who got taken out by Petrucci. He hurt his hand again. Man, that's balls. Alicia Spargo, heart right there. Love the guy. Anyway, I hope you guys like it. Again, give me feedback. I love it. It's been a little too, it went longer than I wanted to, but hey, it's Mugello. So that's the asterisk. It's Mugello. It's a great race, a great place to see MotoGP at its finest. Thanks guys so much for watching. Hope to talk to you guys soon. I'm BT. Peace.